Hee.
Oh, you did it this time. Yes, indeed. We are continuing and possibly finishing the final case of the entire Apollo Justice trilogy, where this guy has shown more of his true colors. I liked him when he was a sweet,
It's a little too, you know,
secretive and such.
secretive and sweet and personable that I knew something was
Yeah, I know. I wanted to believe, even though I had a feeling in my gut. I'm like, "Ah, it's him, isn't it?" But I didn't want it to be him. Seriously?
up. What was it? Oh,
What?
when you have to press on that.
Mr. Nickety, why didn't you say anything? Ah,
A photo?
he just took a picture of me or something. You want me to voluntarily testify, hoping I will make a slip of the tongue. Not a very impressive plan, or brain, I might add. Ow, that was uncalled for. If you want to know something, you ask the question. I will answer, but I have no intention of making any voluntary statements of my own. What's he trying to do, Nick? He's using the silent treatment as a strategy to avoid getting tripped up. Clever guy. No more lies, Mr. Nickety. You will tell us nothing but the truth from now on. Ugh! What do you think you're doing?
Sure, your brain too. Oh, his heart.
Oh, look, he even has the fancy thing on the... No one asks you to speak. Just keep quiet over there and play with your frills. How dare you? Oh no, is he going to take a picture of him? This is a rather unconventional situation, but please proceed, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
No, he did not photograph them.
Yeah. I think the judge was like, nah, I won't say anything silly. Right to remain silent.
Wasn't.
Hold it!
If you won't speak voluntarily, then I guess I'll have to ask him something. What question should I ask? Reason for killing, grudge against Soren, actions on the day of
I'm
the...
just going to run roughly with him.
Yeah. So let's do the actions. On the day of the incident, you were constantly surrounded by subordinates. Is that right? Absolutely. I was in someone's line of sight at all times. After all, I was busy taking care of every detail of the event. Mr. Edgeworth, I believe your investigation backs up my claim. I got statements that said groups of his subordinates worked with him in rotation, that he was always with someone. As the prosecutor just said, I couldn't even get close to the lantern containing Bloomsbury by myself, let alone kill him. Here, didn't have a chance to get close to the victim alone, huh? Mr. Wright, would you like that statement added to the witness's testimony? Of course. Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to have that statement added to his testimony. Very well.
Hold it!
So you were always in someone's line of sight. I was surrounded by family members and staff as we prepared for the reception. During the reception, I was stationed behind the sweetheart table to attend to the couple. How could I have possibly committed murder?
What's he pretty sad there?
I know. I'm not buying it. If Pierce was true code, there must have been some time when he was out of everyone's sight. What do you think, Nick? Is there a chance for us here? Well, as long as we have some kind of testimony from him, there has to be. I'll just have to compare his testimony against the evidence and find an inconsistency, right? Exactly. Let's see if we can get some other information, too.
Hold it!
Isn't it true that when Mr. Bloomsbury regained consciousness inside the lantern, you murdered him in order to silence him? He was an excellent employee and very loyal to me. Bloomsbury was my right-hand man. I'd suffer the most from losing him. You really think I'd kill a guy like that?
But do you think he's mad because the plot got foiled to kill Ellen? Somebody gave Bloomsbury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder. But since your goal was revenge, you don't really have to care about something like that. But I am innocent, I tell you. Don't try to force your conjectures onto me. I guess without decisive evidence, I can't pursue this line of questioning any further. Yes. Every little bit I can drag out of him helps, right?
Who did we decipher wrote that note?
So we think it's him.
So he's left-handed?
He's right-handed.
Alright.
Bloomsbury was left-handed.
And whoever was writing.
Was right-handed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hold it!
What did Mr. Bloomsbury think of Mr. Sprocket? After all, he was forced to take the blame for the accident. He must have been resentful. He got his position as the lead servant in exchange for taking the blame. Wasn't exactly a bad deal for him. But he must have felt some sort of indignation. Who knows? Now that he's dead, we'll never know for sure. It's pointless to talk about it any further. Alright, dead men don't tell no tales after all.
Hold it!
Correct. You've been nursing a grudge against Mr. Sprocket over the loss of your fiancée. Isn't that right? I'd be lying if I said I felt no resentment whatsoever. But Master Soren didn't cause that accident on purpose. Master Soren himself has suffered greatly. But you quit being a surgeon and found a way to get even closer to Mr. Sprocket. Wasn't that so you could carry out your revenge on him?
So did Soren not know that that was...
Yeah, I'm also very curious.
Or did the family know?
I mean, was anybody with the lead surgeon? I mean, if it was a lead surgeon.
But they should have known if she was going to marry him, wouldn't he have been around the house one day?
Yeah. Don't insult me. Supporting Master Soren and Sprocket Aviation with my life's work is my penance for not being able to save Selena. This is how I honor her. I feel your devotion as both a fiancé and a surgeon. Your statement breaks my heart. I've never thought of exacting revenge from Master Soren. Never thought of it, huh? I guess I should probably take that with a pound of salt. Yes, please, Your Honor. I have to find an opening somehow.
Hold it!
So you have had no thoughts of vengeance toward Mr. Sprocket whatsoever? Of course not. Selena wouldn't have wanted that. I've thrown my own life away and lived solely for the sake of the Sprocket family. That's how I show my love for her. Alrighty then. Well, one thing's for sure. Pierce gets really emotional when it comes to Selena. No kidding. I'm not sure how he feels about Soren, but his love for Selena is pretty obvious. So, we need to look at our evidence for all three statements. That he would suffer the most from losing him, that he never thought of exacting revenge, and he was always in someone's line of sight. So let's take a look at all the evidence.
I mean, that notebook kind of works because he tore that page out. Because even if Soren wrote that stuff, Soren wrote it because he wanted to remember it, and by pulling it out, makes it look like Soren tried to hide it.
True. How do we figure?
And then there's that.
There's that too. But I know that he never thought of exacting revenge, maybe the note. But I don't know if he confessed to using that note, to writing that note. No Pierce, presumption number 35. Maybe it's the note.
Objection!
Nope. Why, of course, I'm 100, well, or 90, well, maybe 80-ish. Would you accept 50%? Mr. Wright, I won't have such half-hearted bluffing in my courtroom. Your Honor. Might I recommend that the defense be penalized with 100% severity? Oh, I intend to, Mr. Edgeworth. You can be sure of that. Guess I can't say I deserve 0% of that.
Is it really about
Why would tearing out the note be exacting revenge?
because they knew that we looked at it?
Not necessarily, because the whole case was about Ellen.
So everyone's just
I mean, I feel like you'd have to have been outside of the view of somebody, someplace, at some point. I don't know if we have the evidence necessarily, but
And what time was he? Well, he had somebody with him in the hold, right?
yeah, because we're saying it was him and Soren. Soren said he was with Pierce. Well, let's try your theory with the notebook.
Objection!
Okay.
I have a feeling. A feeling defense? Yes, Your Honor, or rather a hope that it indicates a contradiction. Mr. Wright, isn't there a contradiction here? It looks like there is, but there really isn't one, is there? Are you asking me, Mr. Wright? Because what it really seems like to me is you're asking for a penalty. Thanks for that definitive answer, Your Honor. With a lawyer like you, Mr. Wright, even I feel bad for the defendant. Well, you don't have to feel bad for her for long. I'll get it right next time. You'll see.
Did you say one?
Yeah. Bloomsbury was my right-hand man. I suffered the most from losing him.
What was it?
Uh,
Is that really?
the Flying Chapel?
Is there any more to do?
On the pamphlet? Let's see.
You're saying I was never alone or he.
I suffered the most. I was never alone. I never thought of exacting revenge. All of which I think aren't true. But what can we prove? Maybe it's a Selena photo for this.
Objection!
Nobody, no. Alright, let's regain all of our penalty points.
Oh no!
Alan! Alan's back from the infirmary, though. Yay! Alright, let's retry this scene. I saw somebody, I forgot what video it was, but somebody wrote a comment, on a Phoenix Wright video that said something like, Your Honor, this evidence is inconsistent, ... and then in bold it says, retries from save file. Alright, so, well, we can't consult. Yeah, we don't even have any.
Hold it!
That's okay. We're just gonna redo that and then consult with Maya.
Hold it! Hold it!
Okay, now let's save.
Oh my god. Shannon Doherty died.
Shannon Doherty? Oh, 90210? Yeah.
Sorry, they come three, so you have Shelley Duvall, Richard Simmons, and now Shannon Doherty. Not the three I would have picked at the same time.
Well,
Yeah.
I think more than those people died, actually.
But celebrity-wise?
Yeah, because Dr. Ruth died as well.
You did?
Yeah,
Why was it not on...
it was.
What day did she die?
Like, well, I think yesterday the news came out.
Holy cow!
Yeah. She was like 97. We lived a nice full life. Alright, we are going to consult. So, what do you think we should do now, Maya? That one statement sounds awfully fishy to me, Nick. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So now it's just a matter of deciding which piece of evidence to present, right? Yeah, I'll take another look. Let's see which... Okay, so it's always in the company of others. I know here he was like... You could have killed him while the fog was there.
So no one can see it?
Yes!
So who went back?
Objection!
That's it.
Oh, man. Oh, I feel good about that. Mr. Nickety testifies that he was always with someone at the time of the incident and never had a moment alone to commit the crime. Yes, and the police investigation backs that statement up, doesn't it? But there was an opportunity, in fact. One and only one. A moment where Mr. Nickety could have killed Mr. Bloomsbury without anyone noticing. What? And the one thing that made that moment possible is shown here in this photograph. With all the people watching, I couldn't have possibly committed murder. Do not believe him, Your Honor. This lawyer is a malignant tumor. He wants to infect this judicial body with virulent objections. Accusations. Mr. Nickety, I would ask that you keep quiet this time. We need to evaluate the defense's claim. And your yammering only serves to throw further suspicion your way. Yeah. Mr. Wright, let's see this one thing you mentioned. But be warned, this had better not be one of your offhanded claims. Who do you think you're talking to, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, Mr. Wright. Please point for us the one thing that made the moment of the murder possible. That one moment when it was possible for Mr. Nickety to kill Mr. Bloomsbury. It's the fog.
Take that!
The one thing that made the moment of the murder possible is this thick mood fog that engulfed the entire reception hall. It is under the cover of this fog that Mr. Nickety murdered the victim. What? Mr. Nickety was standing right next to the lantern that Mr. Bloomsbury was in. This was the only moment the murder could have been committed without being seen.
Objection!
I can accept that there was a moment when the witness was obscured from others by fog. But that doesn't prove Mr. Nickety killed the victim at that very moment. You can't prove the crime was committed during the reception. The trial ends here. I was so caught up in finding a foothold that I forgot to think that far ahead. Well done, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time to call this trial's time of death. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove the murder happened during the reception? Don't even bother. His claim is dead on arrival. Victory is within your grasp, prosecutor.
I feel a lot of fear, buddy.
I know. Quiet, witness. I have no interest in victory. All I care about is the truth. One that we can only arrive at through further deliberation. Edgeworth. Enough of this, Your Honor, this trial is over. No, Mr. Nickety, that is for me to decide. Mr. Wright, can you prove it? Can you prove that the murder was committed during the wedding reception? Why is there no verdict yet? The lawyer's obviously out of answers. The prosecutor, the judge, they're all infected. Their malignant stupidity is so advanced, not even the best surgeons can save them. In fact, not even a brain transplant could cure them. This court is infected with idiocy. It's a pandemic.
Objection!
Mr. Nickety, that's enough already. Finally ready to give up, are you? No, just the opposite, actually. I'll prove the murder was committed during the reception by you. Ah. You'll prove it? Can you really, Mr. Wright? Yes, I can, Your Honor. To be honest, I don't know exactly how I'll do it just yet. But if I want to get to the truth Edgeworth was talking about, I'll just have to find that blade. Very well, Mr. Wright, let's have your proof. Enough of this foolishness, he's just bluffing. Stop him from speaking, Your Honor. I will do nothing of the sort. You are just a district court judge. Damn. District court judge with the power of the Sprocket family. Enough of your foolishness, Mr. Nickety. The judicial body will not succumb to the influence of money or power. Irk. Now then, let's hear it, Mr. Wright. Let's hear your truth. Think, Phoenix. Remember everything you've learned so far. You can do this. You can find the definitive evidence that will lead us to the truth. Oh! The only one of these. Think, Phoenix. How can I prove the murder took place during the wedding reception? If Pierce committed the murder during the reception, then he had to have used his shoulder bag, the murder weapon, the reception photo.
Wait, what?
So the thing on his shoulder, or the murder weapon. Well, we already know it's the murder weapon, isn't it? They said it was done by the same weapon.
You have to.
I never thought that he could use a shoulder back, though. Darn. I thought that was a cool idea. No, it's the murder weapon. Because we know it was the same weapon. Yes, weapon that was used to strike the victim twice. According to the autopsy report, the victim was hit by the same object both times, so without a doubt, Pierce used it to commit the murder. The weapon used to kill Bloomsbury was the timekeeper.
Right.
If Pierce struck the victim during that one single moment, then he must have used the timekeeper. Come to think of it, wasn't it also used for something else during the reception? During the reception, the timekeeper was also used for the cutting of the time machine, the first taste of love, the first start of love.
And didn't they use the key to do something with it?
Key of love. What was it used for? No, but that they didn't have the answer. That's why I went over it. I don't want to get something. I want to be a genius. You know what's funny? When you zoom in on his face, he has that like gritted teeth face. It's like the moment he saw him trying to get out. I didn't notice that when it was far, like, zoomed out.
The first start of the book.
Yeah. Nice! Timekeeper had been activated. That's right, the timekeeper had been activated during the reception. If we activate the timekeeper again now and find any trace evidence of the murder, that would be conclusive proof that Bloomsbury was killed during the reception. Yeah, because it has a secret mechanism. A special ceremony took place during the reception in question. What kind of a special ceremony? It was called the First Startup of Love. Apparently, the couple activated the timekeeper for the first time during it. Does that mean the timekeeper here, in evidence, isn't activated at the moment? And what would happen if we were to activate it? Why don't we see for ourselves? It would give us a chance to examine it. And while we're at it, we might just find some conclusive evidence. What? No, you can't activate it. Mr. Nickety, keep quiet or I'll have you thrown out of the court. By the way, Mr. Wright, this is supposed to be a time machine, right? We aren't going to travel back in time to the Stone Age or anything, are we? I don't think we have to worry too much about that, Your Honor. I'm still a little nervous nonetheless, but the truth must be known. Very well, go ahead and start up the timekeeper. Do you know how, Nick? I think so. Yeah, we know how. The bride and groom each had a symbol of their love, and when they put them together, oh, how romantic it was. Let's see, I think the symbol of the groom's love must be the timekeeper itself. What symbol of the bride's love would fit together? Yeah, we're ready.
Choose the key or the pendant?
Used to activate the timekeeper.
Take that!
It is the pendant. Oh my god. I am an idiot. Ha 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 ha. Yeah.
Take that!
The thing the whole case was based around with her going back in time. It's the symbol of the bride's love that's necessary for activating the timekeeper. What? Does that mean you can start it up with Miss Wyatt's pendant? I believe so, Your Honor. Very well. Please try it now, Mr. Wright. Okay, here I go. First, I have to figure out where the pendant goes.
Get the wheel on the other side.
Yeah, because... yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's on the wheel? Well, let's take a look at the pendant again.
Oh, does it go next to it?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that way they're both together, and then one is in the other. Now to insert the key. It's a heart-shaped key? Triangle shape. Ah. Yeah. Look at that crack. It worked. The timekeeper's been activated. Now all I have to do is find proof the crime was committed during the reception. Oh, I wonder how I'll find that. I think I found it. Conclusive evidence that the murder was committed during the wedding reception. Just as I suspected, there's evidence of the murder inside the timekeeper, Mr. Nickety. The timekeeper was only activated and opened during the wedding reception, right? No! Stop! So that means this is conclusive proof that the crime was committed during the reception. After you killed the victim under the cover of fog, you closed the timekeeper to hide the bloodstain, didn't you? No, you're wrong. Ellen killed Bloomsbury. It wasn't me, I tell you. Give it up, Mr. Nickety. How could the defendant, who was in the middle of pledging her love, have possibly committed the murder with everyone watching her? It was the family. Yes, all the family members conspired together to kill him.
Objection!
There's no way you can talk your way out of this, Mr. Nickety. During the reception, during that one dreamlike moment, only one person could have used the timekeeper to beat the victim to death. And that one person was you, Pierce Nickety. Oh! No, this isn't over yet. I won't give up. Oh no, I cut the artery. This stupid thing. We must stop the bleeding now. Give me forceps. Forceps, I said. Hey, where is everyone? Fine, I'll manage this alone. I'll do it all by myself. I can fix anything, repair anything. So you have to get better. You have to live. You must. I would have been able to save her. If only I hadn't listened to her. If only I had treated her first. If only that sword hadn't been there. Selina. Witness, are you finally ready to tell us the truth? It's just as the lawyer deduced. So it was all a revenge scheme against Soren Sprocket. Do you have any idea how hard it is to lose someone you love right in front of you? Selina's condition was clearly more critical than Soren's, but in spite of that, she said, "Please help Soren." Miss Sprocket's last words. So that's what she really meant by those words. I was able to grant her wish, but at the price of her life. So you got a job at Sprocket Aviation and waited for your chance to get revenge. You got close to Mr. Bloomsbury and hatched this plot, is that right? Bloomsbury already bore a grudge against Soren, so when I tempted him with an even better position, he immediately took the bait. He was your accomplice, someone who shared the same goal as you. Why was it necessary for you to kill him? I didn't expect Soren to strike Bloomsbury out on the Vista deck. I certainly never imagined he'd make his way there along the outside wall. Soren's love is the real deal after all. My plan had been compromised, so for the time being, I hid his body in the lantern. I tried to think of my next move. And then Mr. Bloomsbury came to during the second wedding reception. As soon as I saw Bloomsbury, I instantly hit an idea. Pinned the blame of Bloomsbury's murder on Ellen. He tried to break up the couple by making the bride out to be a murderer. How despicable. Soren was getting the company in a wedding, both things that were supposed to be Selena's. He took every happiness from her. Who's the despicable one here? Do you think what you did would make her happy? I know it wouldn't. But I couldn't just stand by watching Soren enjoy his happiness. I was going to have Soren taste the same pain I had, and then take over Sprocket Aviation. I would take back from him all of the happiness that was rightfully Selena's. Time stopped for me the day I lost her, just like this pocket watch of hers. Pierce, Miss Wyatt. I believe Selena would have said, "Leave this ill will behind, your time is yours to live." It's too late for me. Time will never advance for me ever again. What? It can't be. I see now, Selena, what I did was wrong. I see no further need to continue this trial. Bailiff, please take Mr. Nickety away. Pierce Nickety, another inconsolable time traveler, who lived in time that stood still. Now then, I must render my verdict regarding the defendant. Your Honor, before you give your ruling, would you please allow me a moment? Very well. Ellen, there's something I need to say to you. Yes, Soren. I put you through something truly horrible. This whole thing happened all because of me. I would understand if you wanted to call off our marriage. What? Oh no, is she getting the pan? Of course not, I've never once thought that. If you stay with me, you'll only face even more trying times in the future. What do you mean? The truth of this incident and the car accident before it. I'm going to tell the public everything. I expect the company's reputation will suffer and I'll take a lot of criticism. But I feel I can only really start over once I get everything out in the open. Soren. After all that's happened, I might not have the right to ask you this, but, well, how should I say this? Maybe I'll just... Life with me probably won't be easy, but... Will you marry me? Oh, I thought he was actually going to throw that note. Yes, of course. Yeah, what the heck? Your Honor, thank you for this time. Please continue with your ruling. Very well, but first I have one question. The two of you pledge your eternal love for each other to the goddess of justice, Themis. I do, Your Honor. I do. Does the prosecution or the defense have any objections? Well done, Your Honor. No objections here. The defense has no objections either, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Ellen Wyatt... Ah, that's not right. This court finds the defendant, Ellen Sprocket... This court is adjourned. Alan Soren, congratulations. Mr. Wright, I can't thank you enough. If you hadn't exposed the truth, Soren and I wouldn't. We wouldn't. But now you can finally start your new life together, right? Oh, thank you! Mr. Wright, we'll be holding our real wedding ceremony in the near future. Would you do us the honor of coming to it? I want you to witness our fresh start. Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
3 wedding reception day.
3 wedding receptions. Boy, to be able to afford that. And Ellen, this time it'll finally be happily ever after, right? Oh yes. The two of you have persevered and overcome this trial together. Then no matter what obstacles come your way, I'm sure you'll be able to handle them. And there's another thing I'm sure of too. This person will always be watching over the two of you. Yes.
Take that!
Selena, yes, I think you're right. We promised to live life to the fullest for Selena's sake too. Right, Soren? That's right. Well, we better be on our way. Yes, my love. Wow, the old threshold carry, huh? Way to show off. We'll be seeing you. Goodbye for now. I'll be looking forward to that wedding. Hold on tight, Ellen. You better believe I will. I'm never letting you go.
Oh dear.
Wow! You're gonna crash through the roof? There they go. You're not thinking of going to that wedding by yourself, are you, boss? You're taking us too, right? Oh boy, I bet there's gonna be all kinds of fancy food there. Athena, when did you get here? And why is she the one talking about food? Shouldn't Maya be talking about it?
They're both skinny girls, of course.
Just now, I would have been here to cheer you guys on earlier, but Chushi never gave me a chance to slip away. You're going to be in even bigger trouble with her later. Speaking of the wedding, maybe I should ask them to invite Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, really? But he thought Ellen was guilty all the way to the end. That may be true, but... If he hadn't stood up for us when he did, the trial probably would have ended there. If Mr. Edgeworth gave us that chance? Maybe. Though knowing him, I doubt he'd ever tell, even if I asked. Well, if that's how you feel about it, Nick, then why not try to get him invited? Hey, Maya, have you ever tried to catch the bouquet? What? No. I never have either. Fighting over a bouquet that's been tossed by the bride, talk about a fierce competition. I'm totally stoked. I'm not sure it's really supposed to be all that competitive. I'm a pretty good jumper, so I think I've got a chance. She's definitely missing the point of the whole thing. And Larry, how did you manage to stay so quiet for so long? Shut up! Wishing the lady you fell in love with every happiness is what a real man does. Pretty sure that relationship was over before it began, Larry. Darn it all, if only I was 10 years younger, things would have gone differently. Hands of time, why won't you turn back for me? Today is Ellen and Soren's 3rd wedding ceremony and reception. I heard the bride and groom insisted it be on the Flying Chapel again. In the end, they were nice enough to invite me and Maya, and Athena kind of invited herself. They also invited Edgeworth, Emma, and even Larry. They say 3rd time's the charm, right? I really do hope it's happily ever after for them this time around. Still, I get the feeling it's going to be one rowdy party.
Ready when you are. Okay, here we go! Huh?
Oh, hey! Look who's next! Huh?
Haven't you ever heard of ladies'
That one looks a lot different.
Ellen.
I mean, not Ellen, Emma. Because that was Emma with the glasses on her head.
Well, that was different.
Yes, it was.
What's that?
You've unlocked a special bonus in the music and background settings. SOJ commemorative. That was Rayfa and such. Well, we completed the whole Apollo Justice trilogy, huh? Even though it says Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney on this. And on this. Not on this. Man. I think we started this in like January. Maybe it was early February when the package came. I know. We were getting engaged. Yeah.
Well, we were missing Rob went to get
But, yeah. Oof. I kind of feel bad for Pierce. That guy was suffering bad.
He was, but you can't let your the rest of the year
I know.
drain people and make other people suffer.
I know, like... It would have been so much easier to talk through it, get consult. The Sword and Ellen get their new start, and Larry runs away from Emma, Athena, and I like how basically all the guests were all our friends. Like, nobody else seemed to be there. Kind of cool also to play the 2 bonus cases, because there probably were some people who bought the original games who never actually played the DLC cases. I really liked that whale one, because that was the DLC one, and that was really good. And that was a shocker too. You know, a lot of times the final case has some of the biggest twists, but I did not expect it to be Marlon Rhymes. At all.
No, he's like, Jonathan! And then
Yeah.
the big pirate dude, he's like eating like an entire marlin.
Yeah.
But he actually got rehab and went back to working at the aquarium.
Yeah, because he, like, the guy who died, he didn't intentionally... He was trying to kill the whale, and the other guy suffered for it. But that was, like, a huge shock, because we thought it was going to be Herman Crab.
Yep.
We thought it was gearing for him, but it wasn't him and his cute
Herman-
penguins.
Herman Crab was just a little weirdo.
Yeah, with some cute penguins living in his fro and such. Then, Yuta Sanmarhi. Man, that guy was a jerk for most of the game.
Yeah, I still don't want to justify it. Like, his mom's being held captive, like...
A lot going on. A lot going on there. The Trucy case, I actually, even though that case... I'm glad they gave a case that featured Trucy a lot, because, after Apollo Justice, the first game, she didn't have a lot to do in Dual Destinies, so I'm glad we were able to delve into her more in the second case of Spirit of Justice. And give her something there. I tell you though, the funny thing for me is that the swerve on the final case of the main game wasn't even who did it, because we had our suspicions. It was the news about Apollo's dad. That was the shock. Whereas the last case of Dual Destinies, the big shock was who did it. Because that tricked me up. So I guess now it's waiting for Edgeworth
Yeah,
investigations.
it's like a month.
Yeah, well, 2, but yeah,
Not quite.
yeah, a little under 2. Alright, well, when that comes out, we'll surely be playing it. But now we've done the original trilogy, the Apollo trilogy, and the Great Ace Attorney duology. Hopefully after Edgeworth, we just get a new Ace Attorney.
They're like,
I have a feeling after the Edgeworth one that they got an Ace Attorney 7 in the works.
Shout outs to Capcom.
Heck yeah.
Way to go to Japan and like protest outside.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dress as Simon.
You're gonna dress as Simon?
I was,
Ah. You really love Simon. I'm jealous.
I didn't like him at first. I was like, this guy's like a mean, creepy, wants to chop people up. And I was like, oh, it's kind of like show. But he just really called people out on stuff. And I'm just like, he's like, you're so pious, man. You sure are.
Oh yeah, when he during the Trucy case, when he was going up against Nayuta, or was that?
Yeah, it was Nayuta.
Yeah.
Sat monk.
Yeah. Or actually, it was the fourth case with Athena. But yeah, like, oh, I loved him calling them Nayuta. That made me happy. So, okay.
So, if we don't work out, I'm going for Simon.
You do that. You do that.
It's a tie between him and Killian Murphy.
Okay, so you're either going to go after the fake guy or Cillian Murphy.
Well, Killian Murphy's married, so it's kind of wrong.
Well,
He's married to a very lovely lady.
Well, and hopefully it just works out with us.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Woo! Until next game.